Hey folks, I'm here to talk about the Harley Davidson Shovelhead Sprocket Shaft Compensator nut here. Okay, this is the one that holds on your front pulley. It's a natural, normal right hand thread. Normally, you'd have a washer go in there and then you'd have your nut done up like that. Okay, now the sort of specifications for doing up this nut here are anywhere I've seen from 90 foot-pound up to 120 foot-pound. I mean, take that with whatever you will. All right, so it doesn't seem a lot. A lot of guys get confused with the term sprocket shaft nut, and even online they try to sell this thing, market this thing as a sprocket shaft nut, and that it is not. It's a compensator, sprocket shaft compensator nut. Okay, then you've got the transmission one, which is a counter sprocket shaft nut. Okay, because that's a reverse left-hand thread for your transmission, and many think or believe, or they think that this would be left-hand thread as well. So when they go to undo these or do these up, they do the opposite to what their intention is, and they end up over tight, and then the shit has a potential to hit the fan from that point, whether you end up having to, I've heard of mechanic shops having to cut them off, having to use heat, having to use rattle guns, all sorts of shit, which is where you don't want to put yourself, right? So the best way to manage this here, being a right hand threaded fastener, is to go in with something like this. So this is a keeper that a mate of mine's made up. It's got cammed holes. So you've got holes here in the BDL belt here that are threaded, and what are they, 5/16 or something? So anyway, then you drop your plate in there, and that'll stop if this nut ever does come loose, because the pulley's spinning that way. You would think, well, if this left hand thread, that could come loose and walk. To stop that coming loose, you've got these Allen key bolts here that will only allow the plate to go that far. Then that bolt stops, that nut stops walking. That's it. End of story. So that's the best way to manage, and it looks quite nice, this billet alloy. It's about 10 mil thick plate. It's stepped here to allow for the washer to seat in there nicely, right? So that goes in there. What the idea is, you do your nut up first, and the idea of these being cammed also, do your nut up first. The idea of these being cammed is to allow for wherever your nut may end up, that there's a good 90% chance that the holes are already going to be in view for you just to bolt up. But if they're not, you may have to just, say if it lands there, you might just have to tighten your nut up a little fraction more, just to get those holes into place where you can get your other bolts in there, and that's the purpose for them being cammed. You know, if you feel you're going to torque it up too much, then just back it off a tad, and go the other way, back it off a tad, same thing, right? Anyway, not here to tell you how to suck eggs. This is very nice looking piece of hardware that he's made up for me. And yeah, if you want to get something like this, just flick us a message and I'll see if he'll you know, because he's got it on his machine now, on his CNC machine, programmed in. So I'll see if he'll make any more for anyone else interested. This is for the Shovelhead, Harley Davidson Shovelhead, sprocket shaft, compensator nut, keeper. All right.